7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hey loves, so welcome back to Bama Girls Cafe. Today we're going to do something a little bit different on the channel. We're going to have our kind of like kitchen talk segment, and we're going to talk about some things. I'm going to give you guys a couple updates on what's been going on with Bam, what's going on with therapy, where her head is at, and let you guys know a couple of things that I like, a couple of things I dislike, you know, how's the cash coming on YouTube, honey. And I'm just going to be as candid as possible with y'all and use myself as an example of some of the things that I've been struggling with. So before we go deep and dark, let's get into what has been going on with YouTube. So as you guys know, the channel has grown from like 900 to 3,000, honey, in a matter of about 3 months. So that's really been exciting to see the channel grow and to see people come over. And it just makes me really happy because I feel like all my hard work is starting to pay off. I know my channel is not as big as some people, and I'm still a teeny fish in a big bowl, but I'm happy for the success that I'm having now and that people are really starting to come over and recognize my channel. What else? So at this point, I have been receiving residual checks from YouTube. Amen, hallelujah. It has allowed me to do a couple of giveaways, to update some of my lighting. As you guys can see, I've got this beautiful new ring light that has just really been giving me life, and it just really makes everything so much better. I've been able to do a couple giveaways, and that's just made me feel really good because I feel like I can give something back to you guys, and it's allowed me to do stuff and to buy things to use in the channel. And that's just been really exciting to me because now I'm able to invest in myself, and that's something that I've already wanted to be able to do with YouTube. My cake business has started to take off. I started posting ads on Facebook. People have been contacting me locally, and I've been doing more work that way. So that has helped me to improve my income. So I'm still on the edge of trying to decide if I want to go out of the house for work or if I want to just keep pushing another 6 or 7 months and see what happens, which it's looking like I'm going to keep pushing more towards the entrepreneurial spirits. And keep just chugging away at YouTube, and hopefully I can get a couple sponsors, but no bullshit sponsors. But hey, if you want to sponsor a video, let me know, but don't come with the BS. And just trying to start my cake business, and just, you know, I'm catering, and that's the thing I'm starting to get into. As you guys know, on the 22nd, I will be doing a cooking demo, so that's a big thing because I have been wanting to do something like that for a long time. So I'm actually going to be doing one here on Fort Rucker for a set of spouses who have reserved me, honey. Honey, I have been reserved. Do you hear me? And it's kind of like a tea event. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to be doing the food for that and demonstrating. And that's really exciting to me. What else? Update on my aunt. She is out of the hospital. She's in a rehab center outside of Mobile. Cameron will be turning 6, y'all. Next month, Cameron will be turning 6. Chloe will be turning 6 months. 5 months, I mean. Chloe will be turning 5 months. Cameron will be turning 6. I'll be married for 4 years in April. Whew, child, what else? What else is going on? My nephew age will be turning 9. Whew, child, these children are growing up. No, he'll be turning 10. These kids are definitely growing up. I feel old, honey. What else is going on? What else is going on? I've been purchasing stuff for catering, and I'm going to do a video actually tomorrow on some of the items that I'm going to be using for this little shindig I got coming up on Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and yeah, y'all, to all the people who came over from Soulful Chi Channel, thank you guys, because y'all really pushed me up to 3,000, and I'm still starting to see a lot of the comments for people who saw that On the Sofa with Soulful Tea have started to come over to my channel. So I just want to say thank y'all. If y'all on Soulful Tea page, tell her I said thank you, honey, for that little shout out, because that really did help me. And y'all know how I feel about Soulful Tea and Auntie Fee. Y'all know, like, they goals to me, honey. And I can really respect the craft. You know, I can respect them as women who out here trying, you know, well, not Auntie Fee, but Soulful Tea. I can respect someone out here trying to get their coins the right way and living their life and doing what they love. So if you don't know who Soulful Tea is and you're on my channel, go over and check her out, because she does some lovely homemade videos. And she's in her own lane, honey. She is living her best life, looks like to me. And she just has this her laugh is just effortless. I love it. And she has that beautiful chocolate round face. So, okay, so now we're going to go and get a little deep. As you guys know, I have been in therapy. Since January, I started going back to therapy. And one of the issues that I was having is it was an external issue. And it's also emotional. Growing up, and I think I've told you guys this before, growing up, I had a very rough childhood. And I guess the point of talking about this video is to get people to see how important it is to be aware of the things you say to people and the things that you do to little children, because it does affect them long term. So one of my biggest issues, and I know y'all gonna be like, girl, you are so crazy, but I'm not lying to y'all, this is a big issue for me, is that growing up, I was often mistreated very badly. And some of my family members would all, okay, this is going to piss some people off. But I feel like it's my truth. It is the truth, and I need to talk about it. And I want to bring situational awareness to it too, because I talked about it in a live feed, and I got a lot of responses. Growing up in my family, I was often called a red bastard, red devil, just a lot of meaningful names. I was called yellow. I was told I smelled like a wet dog when I would go outside to play, or I smelled like raw chicken. I had an aunt who forced me to sit outside on the porch at her house, and I got a sunburn, and she basically knew that I felt like she knew I was gonna burn, but she forced me to sit outside in the sun on the porch, and I got a horrible sunburn. And I just, you know, that really hurt me. I was in pain, and I didn't even know that at that time that people could get sunburns. I had no idea what a sunburn was. And I think I was about 6 years old. And she was always very, very mean to me. My mother was dark. She was very dark-skinned. And she had three beautiful light-skinned children. But oftentimes, there were family members who were mean, and who would make comments about my skin complexion. And for a long time, I felt really insecure about having lighter skin. And I know that sounds crazy, because most people think all black people want to be light-skinned, and that's like the best thing if you're black. But there's no right or wrong way to be an African-American woman or a woman of color. But I was often mistreated because of my skin tone. And I really hated being light-skinned growing up as a child. I absolutely hated being light-skinned. All of my aunts, except for one, was light-skinned, but the rest of them were darker. And I hated it. I had this one cousin. She had the most beautiful dark skin. Y'all, we could never get along. But I loved her skin. I've always thought that she was attractive, but, you know, it was just weird. I had a person that was a friend of mine, and the friendship was really toxic. But I loved her as a person, and I really did love her. But I remember when we were little kids and we first met, we were on the playground at school, and I saw her at like I think it was like at a May Day. The elementary school I went to had burned down, so they sent the kids to different schools, 2 different buildings across town. But I remember seeing her at a play day for the 4th grade, and I really wanted to be her friend. And I was actually friends with her cousin, and we went to summer camp and we became like best friends. And I was just so infatuated with her dark skin. And sometimes, y'all, she was really mean to me. But she was really, really mean to me sometimes, y'all. And I really didn't learn to appreciate my skin or myself as a person until we ended that friendship. That friendship was so toxic. It would be times where she would be out with her other friends and she wouldn't even invite me. And I just felt like I wasn't good enough. And really, it wasn't just her. It was what was going on in my head, because a lot of her friends that she would be hanging out with, like when we were in our early 20s, they were a little bit darker. They were her complexion, a little bit lighter, but they were all skinny. So I was always the light-skinned, fat friend, and she was always the dark, skinny, pretty friend. And it really hurt my feelings how people treated us. Like, even to some people in her family, not all, because I have some of her family members that I still talk to that I like and I have a lot of respect for and I love, but there were some people in her family that were mean to me. And it just seemed like no matter where I went as a child, people were mean to me. Even with like my dad being biracial, his mother was dark skinned and she remarried, and her other grandchildren got better treatment than us. However, they were all dark skinned. Maybe one of them was a little bit lighter, like a little bit darker than us. But my grandmother really never had time for us. She never did anything for us. She almost acted like when we were around that we were irritant. And I think the reason my dad is the way he is because he was often mistreated for his skin color. My dad is so fucked up, y'all. I can't even explain it to y'all. But for a long time, I had hiccups about being a dark-skinned woman. I wouldn't even tell people. Like, I would be out somewhere, like at a nail shop or out with people, and people would be like, are you mixed or something? Are you Asian or something? And some people in my family have slanted eyes, but when you look at me and my siblings, it's my older sister is really, really prevalent. And my baby sister, my mom had slanted eyes, but they wasn't to the, like, they weren't as small, like, how my eyes are. Because, like, I ain't got no eyelashes on. Y'all can barely see my eyes. But, it was like everywhere I went as a child, and even as a teenager with certain people, they kind of really made me feel bad about being light-skinned. So I hated it, y'all. I have probably done damage to my skin from trying to tan. In my teen years, I was always trying to tan. I would sit outside and roll baby oil on myself to get darker. And that's no lie. And it was just really confusing to me. Like, why am I this light? You know, and it took me a long time to understand it. Just because I don't have darker skin, that doesn't mean that I'm not beautiful. Because I'm not a size 6, that doesn't mean that I'm not beautiful. Because I'm walking around with huge breasts, that doesn't mean that I'm beautiful. And a lot of things too, because I felt like people treated me different, or they saw me as being more promiscuous because I was light skinned with big boobs. I had so many stereotypes placed on me as to how sexual I was because of my skin color and my breasts, till you guys would not believe. And a lot of times people do associate light skinned women sometimes as promiscuous, and I think it's a culture thing, because when you look at the rap videos or a lot of the sexy people, they all be light skinned and skinny or thick, you know. And it really bothered me for a long time. And I guess the reason I'm talking about it now is because I want people in the African American, in the Hispanic, and the Asian community, because it's really big, to realize that lighter skin or darker skin does not make you better. And I really feel like people need to really examine themselves and be aware of the things they say. Like, I've had family members to make comments recently about my skin tone, and I don't think they realized it hurt my feelings, but it really bothered me. Like, it bothered me. It really bothered me. I was kind of like taken back because I couldn't. My eyes were beautiful, and it was really hard because a lot of times we were mistreated. I felt like we were mistreated by certain people in the family because we wore lighter, and we had our eyes were a lot different. And that's something I struggled with up until about 2 years ago. And if you guys look at my older videos, you guys may be able to see that my makeup was a lot darker. So what I would do sometimes is that I would intentionally buy my makeup shades as I couldn't fathom the idea that somebody would say something like that, like, you know, because it was Christmas Day, and that really is what pushed me back into therapy. And I know some people think that's something so small, and she probably didn't mean it in a bad way, but it still really hurt, you know, because that's something I have been dealing with all my life, is colorism. But I was basically holding my niece, and you know, she just looked at Chloe and she's like, I call her Coco because she gonna be dark skinned like us. She not gonna be light skinned like y'all. And I just couldn't believe that somebody who I love and respected could say something to me. And it's been so ingrained in black people to have a hiccup about dark skin or light skin, which is better, until it's almost as if it's normal, and they don't realize how it affects people. But when she said that, I felt so small. I felt so hurt. It's Christmas Day, and it just took me back to when I was younger and I felt like I didn't fit. And y'all, I don't want to like put my family out there because they're not all bad and all families have problems. But a lot of the issues that I have is because people didn't take into account that I was a human. Even though I was a child, I was still a human. So that's why you have to be careful how you treat children, because you don't know what you say to them, how it's going to affect them. I'm sure when my family members will call me a red fucker and all those other names related to my skin tone, that they didn't think that it would affect me long term. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I used to be one of them girls walking around with a horrible makeup line. Only thing is I wasn't trying to lighten my skin, honey. I was trying to darken my skin. So when I would go and buy my makeup, I would always go a shade up because it oxidizes and it just looks darker. But really, you look crazy. You look like you casket ready. But for a long time, I would buy my makeup darker, and then one of my cousins, she said something to me because she does makeup, and she was like, you just need to get your makeup matched right. And I'm thinking, this is my color. And even to this day, like when I go and buy makeup, this is how bad it is. The emotional issues I deal with from it is, even to this day, when I go and buy foundation, I sometimes look at darker colors. And it's so crazy because I know that I'm not that light, but I know that I'm not that dark. And I'm really, I still struggle with it sometimes. And I know people would think, well, that's crazy because, you know, only dark-skinned girls have those problems. But it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. I used to get a lot in high school. And even growing up, even to this day, people tell me that I act like a white woman, or I dress like a white woman, or I carry myself a certain way. But the truth is, honey, I'm just a Southern belle, and I love big hair. And it has nothing with me doing, it has nothing to do with me trying to be somebody that I'm not, because I know that I'm a black woman. No matter what else is a part of my DNA makeup gene, I know that I'm still a black woman. it was so bad that when I got married, people assumed that my husband was white. Um, it's just been a lot of things. Like, that was the question I was asked, because my family didn't meet my husband until we got married. Like, they met him like 2 days. Most of my family didn't meet my husband until like 2 days before the wedding. And a lot of people assumed that my husband was white. I have no idea why. I have an idea because my last relationship before my husband, he was Bosnian, so you know, that's Eastern European. And we had been together for a long time, so I think people automatically assumed that I was only into white guys. But that definitely was not the case. And then 2 of my closest friends in high school were 2 white guys. So, plus my other best friend. So, I guess people, they made that an assumption. It's just, that wasn't the case. I just always felt like, since people had always judged me on my skin color or made nasty comments, that as I got older, I wasn't going to be that way. I just wanted to be friends with whoever decided they wanted to be friends with me. I've never been mean to somebody because of their race, because of their color, because of their hair texture. And I really find people of different races, different ethnicities, different cultures, I really find it fascinating. Not in a weird, ooh, let me touch you kind of way, but I really find it fascinating. I'm very respectful of people's cultures. That's because I haven't been afforded the ability to know all about myself. Like, you know, as I got older, I started to do more research on, you know, what Malaysian people look like, the traditional clothes, and the food and stuff. And I realized, hey, this is some stuff that I like. But it's just really, it's really been hard. Or like when people would call me a chink baby, I used to get so mad because when I was really small, and I guess I'll have to show you guys my baby picture. The Asian trait was more it was more dominant when I was a baby and a little girl. And actually, the smaller I get, the more weight I lose, it becomes even more dominant. And it just it really bothered me. Like, I used to get called Black Anise in school, and I mean, to be honest, I was kind of, even though I knew it, I was kind of ashamed to acknowledge it, that, you know, my dad was biracial. And I mean, if you would have looked at my mom, you would have known something was up, because she was a chocolate Betty, honey. My mom was beautiful. She had some of the most beautiful, I'm trying to find a picture, and I'm just gonna like bring it up to the camera. She was one of the most beautiful dark-skinned people I've ever seen in my life. Her skin was so smooth. She hardly ever had a breakout, and she was really, really pretty. I don't think I have a picture of my mom on my phone. I'll have to find one, because I've always been afraid. Like, the pictures I do have of her, I keep them in a like firebox, because I'm always afraid, like, if the house catches a fire or something, I won't have that picture of her. So I'm gonna bring my phone up so that you guys can actually see my baby picture. So that's my baby picture. So yes, I was the Asian baby with a fro. But that's some of the things I struggle with, and I think it was very evident at a young age that I was going to look different from most of the people in my family. And that's just one of the things that I've been struggling with, and that's one of the reasons I decided to go back to therapy. Even though I had worked through all those issues pretty much, it kind of like came back up, especially with being back around my family and back in the South. And then I have some cousins, like, they are lighter, but they just never got the same treatment that I got, and I couldn't understand it. But I don't think any of them were as light as me. I don't know what the hell it was, but that was one of my biggest insecurities. And it's sad because I have to walk around with this skin that I feel ashamed of, and I can't tell people that because I don't want them to think I'm crazy. Isn't that crazy? And I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's just, you gotta learn to love the things about yourself that people hate. Whether it's your teeth, like my teeth are so, like, I don't think they're as buck anymore. When I was little, they was like Bucky the Beaver. I got called Bucky the Beaver. I got called Bugs Bunny. Anything you can name up to talk about somebody's teeth, I got targeted for, honey. And I was real, for a long time, I was real self-conscious about my teeth. But now, I think my teeth are pretty. I think, you know, they're still big, but they fit my face, honey. And they're not crooked. So, I mean, I have a couple of spaces, but I love my teeth. I got teased a lot about my breasts. I love my breasts. However, they don't hurt my back, so I need to go down a couple cups. But I'm just still in the process of trying to, like, love all of me. And know that it's okay to be who I am, and that the things that people said about me was a reflection of their insecurities. You have to be aware, and as I've gotten older, I've become more aware that when people are mean to you about certain things on your body or on your person, it's a reflection of their hate for themselves. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. And I guess that's it for this video, y'all. I guess what I'm trying to say is just, you have to remain positive about what's going on with you, external and internal. Because at the end of the day, you can't expect people to love you and treat you right when you don't even love yourself. You don't love the skin you in. So you can't expect that from other people. And that's real talk. That's real talk. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. You guys know I love y'all. I just wanted to give y'all a quick update. This is the first kitchen talk segment, and I'm just happy that I got this opportunity to talk to y'all. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Be on the lookout for that biscuit video. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the biscuit and the salmon cake video simultaneously, like right behind each other. So y'all be on the lookout for that. I love y'all. Y'all stay blessed. She gonna stay blessed. And have a good weekend. And we're going to start getting ready for Easter. Y'all know the backdrop been Easter for a minute. But we're going to go ahead and get 2 Easter videos done, so you guys will have something to do over the Easter week leading up to Easter. I love y'all. See y'all back in a couple days. She about to take off her face and curl her hair with some rollers because I got a long day tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys soon.